Top 10 worst figures in American history, made by Mr. Ewald Productions. Me? When talking about evil people in history, a couple people come to mind. But in today's video, we will be covering those who are evil in American history. Stay tuned because we're gonna dive deep. At an honorable mention, we have O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson did not make the list because what he did was morally wrong, but many people would say it was deserved. His wife did cheat on him after all. Moving on to number 10. At number 10, we have John C. Calhoun takes the number 10 spot because not only was he a big supporter of slavery, he also saw it as a positive. He also, on the other hand, supported the ideas of states breaking away from the federalized union. He saw a state as their own powers that could never had to follow the federal law. At number 9, we have J. Edgar Hoover. This man ran the FBI like his own private empire. He wiretapped politicians, spied on celebrities, and hunted civil rights leaders like it was sport. This man is evil, and that's why he ended up at the number 9 spot on this list. Coming in at number 8, we have Andrew Jackson. As the face of the $20 bill, to some people he's a war hero and others a champion to the common man. But to others, he's the president that signed the Indian Removal Act, forcing thousands of Native Americans off their land onto the deadly Trail of Tears. At number 7, we have Boss Tweed. As the most corrupt man in New York City, Boss Tweed ran a political machine called Tammany Hall. He treated the entire city budget like this personal piggy bank, stealing what could be worth billions of dollars today, being the most greedy man in history. At number 6, we have Aaron Burr. A name you might know from the famous musical. Aaron Burr was the sitting vice president of the United States when he challenged Alexander Hamilton himself to a duel. A vice president, a killer, and a treasonous. What a terrible guy. At number 5, we have Nathan Bedford Forrest. Nathan Bedford Forrest was a Confederate general, a slave trader, and a terrible person overall. He was also the very first leader of the Ku Klux Klan. This man's evil ability is not debated. He's one of the most evil people, not just in the US, but on Earth. At number 4, we have Robert B. Taney. A villain in robes, Chief Justice Robert B. Taney was one of the people in the deciding case for Dred Scott decision. This is the one that made slaves property. This is a very evil opinion of his that made a big difference for a lot of African Americans. At number 3, we have Joseph McCarthy. Joseph McCarthy caused a lot of problems in the U.S. government when he was accusing everybody left and right of being traitors. This made it so Hollywood people were blacklisted, and he was overall benefited from this scheme. What a terrible guy. At number 2, John Wilkes Booth. This man is super famous and notorious for his one action that was an evil deed big enough to make all evil deeds worse. He walked into Ford Theater on April 14th, 1865, and assassinated the best president of all time, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln had so many plans to help out African Americans and could not succeed with them because he was killed. At number 1, Benedict Arnold's very name became a word for traitor. He was a genuine American war hero, a General George Washington trusted, who bled for the Revolution at Saratoga, and then he secretly sold out to hand the fort at West Point to the British Navy for money and a title. The plot was exposed at the last second, and he fled to the enemy country. 200 years later, we still call traitors by his name. Thank you so much for watching. This was Ewald Productions, out.
side.